Golden State came out firing from the opening tip. Quinton Post converted a 5-foot turnaround hook to draw first blood. Then Cooper Flagg slashed through the lane with a driving layup before P.J. Washington hammered home a thunderous dunk off the steal to knot it at 4-4. Dallas grabbed the early momentum as Ryan Nembhard finished a fast break layup for their first lead, but Post responded immediately with a putback layup to knot it back up at 6 apiece. The Warriors found their rhythm midway through as Moody finished a reverse layup, then splashed a 25-foot triple to reclaim the lead, silencing the Mavericks' early push. Brandon Williams kept Dallas close with a 19-foot step-back jumper, but Trayce Jackson-Davis threw down an emphatic alley-oop dunk to extend the advantage before Max Christie buried a clutch 23-foot three-pointer to knot it once more at 18-18. That's when Golden State seized full command. Jackson-Davis hammered home a fast break alley-oop slam. Then Al Horford drained a 27-foot triple to stretch their advantage to 5. Daniel Gafford converted a 7-foot turnaround hook to keep Dallas within striking distance. Then Brandon Podziemski buried a 20-foot pull-up to extend the cushion before Max Christie's 6-foot pull-up trimmed the deficit back to 3 as the quarter wound down. Christie continued his hot shooting with another step-back bucket to trim it further. Then Gafford powered home a tip dunk to cut it to 2, but Al Horford answered immediately from beyond the arc with a 28-foot triple to push the Warriors' lead back to 5. DeAnthony Melton buried a 22-foot triple to stretch the advantage to 8. Klay Thompson answered with a driving floater in transition, but Horford caught absolute fire from downtown, draining back-to-back triples in the final 33 seconds to close the quarter. 40-28 Golden State with all the momentum heading into the second. The second quarter opened with Dallas storming back. Naji Marshall converted a 6-foot runner to get things started. Then Ryan Nembhard connected on a 13-foot pull-up before Marshall struck again. Marshall capped the furious 8-0 personal run with an 8-foot floater in transition, slicing Golden State's cushion to just 4 as the Mavericks suddenly found life. Draymond Green finally stopped the bleeding with a 24-foot triple from the wing, but Caleb Martin answered immediately with a transition bucket before Stephen Curry splashed a deep 33-footer to restore order and push the advantage back to 8. Marshall kept the pressure on with an 11-foot floater to trim the deficit. Then Cooper Flagg joined the fight with a smooth 10-foot touch shot as Dallas refused to go away quietly. But Jimmy Butler III electrified Chase Center with a thunderous alley-oop slam in transition, then buried a 22-foot triple to balloon Golden State's advantage to 11. Marshall continued his hot hand with a 22-foot pull-up, but the Warriors had seized control. Golden State kept the foot on the gas. Moody converted an alley-oop on the break. Then Trayce Jackson-Davis added a finger roll in transition to stretch the cushion to 13. Brandon Williams finally stopped the run with a vicious slam to give Dallas a spark. DeAnthony Melton countered with a 10-foot touch shot to keep the Warriors firmly in control, but Flagg converted a 5-foot hook in the paint to chip away. Jackson-Davis hammered home another alley-oop slam as Golden State maintained their double-digit advantage. Flagg refused to quit, draining a 16-foot pull-up in the final minute, but Curry sealed the half with a crafty finger roll finish. 71-58 Golden State heading into the break. Coming out of the break, Cooper Flagg attacked immediately with a strong drive to the rim, but Stephen Curry answered with back-to-back scores off cuts, a smooth finger roll on the second, to push the Warriors' advantage to 15 as Golden State set the tone early in the third. Max Christie threw down a thunderous cutting slam to spark the Mavericks' response, but Jimmy Butler III converted inside, and Quinton Post added a strong drive to extend Golden State's cushion as the Warriors refused to let Dallas climb back into the contest. Flagg fired back with a 25-foot triple to trim the deficit to 14. Then P.J. Washington connected on a 6-foot turnaround hook as Dallas continued to chip away. Brandon Williams caught absolute fire, burying a 26-foot bomb off the glass. Then Gary Payton II responded with a cutting bucket before Williams struck again with a 20-foot pull-up to suddenly trim the deficit to 9 as the Mavericks found life. Draymond Green countered with a cutting score of his own, but Flagg slashed to the rim to keep Dallas within striking distance before Curry converted a 5-foot hook to maintain the Warriors' double-digit cushion as both teams continued trading haymakers throughout the period. Al Horford converted inside to extend the advantage, then Will Richard buried a 25-foot triple to balloon the lead to 14. P.J. Washington attacked the rim as Dallas continued fighting, but the Warriors maintained their firm control throughout. Klay Thompson drilled a 27-foot triple for Dallas, then Brandon Williams continued his absolutely scorching quarter with another attack at the rim to cut it to 7. Brandon Podziemski attacked inside, then Jimmy Butler III threw down a thunderous fast break slam to push it back to 11, but Williams refused to quit with yet another bucket at the rim. DeAnthony Melton sealed the quarter with a strong finish in the final seconds, 189 Golden State heading into the fourth quarter with an 11-point cushion and all the momentum. Entering the fourth with an 11-point cushion, the Warriors looked to close it out. Cooper Flagg opened with a cutting dunk, but Will Richard answered with a fast break bucket. Dallas kept fighting. P.J. Washington converted a 4-foot hook, then Klay Thompson knocked down a 19-foot jumper before Flagg attacked in transition to trim the deficit. The Mavericks simply refused to go away quietly with the final quarter on the line. Brandon Williams added a reverse on the fast break to suddenly cut it to 5, but Trace Jackson-Davis tipped one home to restore order. Max Christie responded with a 13-foot pull-up as the Mavericks clawed back within striking distance of the Warriors. Williams drove for a crafty finger roll to make it 110-104, but Gary Payton II threw down a slam off a cut, and Stephen Curry buried a 26-foot triple to push the advantage back to 11 as the Warriors seized complete control of the contest once again. Flagg threw down a thunderous alley-oop in transition, then Jimmy Butler III answered with a reverse before Flagg struck again with a 15-foot pull-up, the talented young rookie absolutely refusing to let Dallas go quietly in the final minutes of the contest. DeAnthony Melton converted a 6-foot floater to extend the cushion, then Payton II added a tip bucket before Washington hammered home a putback slam to keep Dallas alive. But Golden State maintained their firm control of the contest with the final minutes ticking away. Melton calmly sank both free throws to push the advantage to 13. Then Washington attacked inside for a cutting bucket to chip away. But Melton buried a 27-foot triple with under a minute remaining to ice it at 126-112. Golden State putting the game completely out of reach with a dominant and absolutely decisive closing stretch. Williams drove for one final finger roll, and Washington threw down a cutting slam as the final buzzer sounded. Golden State closing out the 126-116 Christmas Day victory.
Santi Aldama and the Grizzlies roll to victory. Smash that like button and subscribe for more daily NBA breakdowns. Drop a comment below. Who was your player of the game?